So this is gonna be a little quick video on DHL e-commerce setup and everything for you. So first thing to do is do credentials. So we are doing that in provider account management. You would add an account. You will see options, and you're gonna see DHL e-commerce, and you're gonna see V4. Um, yeah, at the moment we use both because of the code, but so V4, you will give an account name. All you need to do, you'll do a subcarrier. This is how we're going to differentiate all the different rate sheets you're going to have as per subcarrier. You'll get a pickup account number, a sold to account number, which is also the account number. If they send you an onboarding document, near the top there's going to be an account number, which will be the sold to account number. Then later on you'll see a pickup account number. You'll have a client ID. This client secret is sent separately in an email, so they don't give it together. And your facility code, US HOU 1 for Houston, or SLC US SLC 1 for Salt Lake, US LAX 1 for LAX, and so on for the different facilities. Then obviously you can assign it to a specific customer, do the assigned. You can do available, which would like show up in the drop down, the availables for the drop down. Now I did, and so you'd add these. Now I guess I should start with subcarrier. To do subcarriers, you need to go to system settings, and we look for subcarrier. I always just do sub C search. There's the subcarriers, and you're going to need to add subcarriers. So they're semicolon separated. So I would do like 1, and then give it a name, DHLeC HOU for Houston. Another semicolon 2, comma DHLeC SLC for Salt Lake, and so on. Whatever hubs or customers you're doing it, you'll need to create a subcarrier for each one you need to load rate sheets for, so we can differentiate and quote them. So I'm not going to do that now because I don't know which ones you're going to do. But you would add those subcarriers. Then you would go here to add accounts, select it, make sure. There is a quirk right now that you will need to add a DHL e-commerce subcarrier to, or the account. And this is specifically for the base rate tab. Right now the base rate tab is looking at the DHL e-commerce account and the subcarrier for the base rates. Everywhere else is using the one on the V4, but if you hit the view on the base rates tab, you need to have an account here. You can give it an account name like H Houston or whatever. All this other stuff, we're never going to use it, so you just put fake information. It just needs to be assigned to a customer. Then if you go to a customer, go to TSTO2. In account setup, under provider accounts, you will get, you're going to see both of them, DHL and DHL e-commerce, or DHL e-commerce and DHL e-commerce V4. If you've assigned them using provider accounts, they will be showed assigned. If you need to, if you make them available, they'll be in the drop down. So I'm not sure how you're going to want to manage it, if you want to assign it per person or make them available in the drop down and people can then select them, if you want to give that control or not. But you definitely need V4 because that's what we're going to ship on. The other one is just, again, this needs to be set to hit the view button base rates. Once we can migrate off of V2, then it'll just be the 1. But for the moment, we have both. Base rates tab, if DHL e-commerce tab, you're going to have the services. I am going to update these names to be all say DHLeC, and then this global mail packet priority will be changed to international packet. That's what it is. So these are the 6 main services DHL has. Let me find. This is a little spreadsheet of the services. So we have the V2 and the V4. So the parcel expedited used to be parcel expedited and parcel plus expedited. The difference being the parcel plus was the sub 1 pound, and the parcel expedited was the over. They split it up. Nowadays they're merged. You just have rates from one ounce all the way up to whatever the pounds go. Same for the ground. They had two of them, a plus and a not plus, but they were merged, and the max service was just one. Now there are these other services, this bound printed master, expedited matter, expedited and ground. These are legacy services that were offered. If you're getting new customers, obviously you wouldn't have these. They're still around, but they're only giving them apparently to people that had them. So if you had them on V2, you're getting grandfathered in. Same for these marketing ones as well. On the international side, there's the three internationals that pretty much copied over from the internationals that were there. We have two that are Canada ship out of Canada. Since we don't have a Canada-specific system, we haven't added support for that at this point. Then there's these two legacy ones as well that they had. They're not retiring, but you have to, and so we don't have them in the system at the moment. We only have the main six, these three and these three. The other, we can do these two if you actually have an account that someone was on V2 and now being upgraded. So those are the counts. Like right now we got the six. A couple rules on here. You can load the rate sheets. The domestic services, these three that are domestic, the rates need to be in pounds. So, you're going to have a rate sheet that's going to have 1 ounce. So you need to multiply or divide that by 16 or multiply by 16. You're going to have to multiply by 16. No, divide by 16. Whatever. I can't think. And get those into a pound format. So divide by 16. But the pounds will be in the pounds. The international is the exact opposite. Everything needs to be in ounces. So the ounces stay in ounces, and all the pounds need to be divided by 16 to convert them into ounces. Or to multiply by 16. No, you got to multiply by 16 to get the ounces. So be aware if you do those. Little weirdness in our code. Eventually, I think we'll update. But you import the rate sheets just like you would normally do. Import rate sheets. Give it a name. Give it the service. Import them in. Save them. You will go to manage tiers and you will select them. Do DHLeC Commerce. You're going to do all the different subcarriers. So we'll do no subcarrier here. We see the rates, and we can set them. So we have the rate sheets for it. Looks like we had one set up for the V2 for one customer. If you do custom rate sheets for the customer costs, then for the customer, you can always just set those once they're loaded, and it'll just quote those sheets as is. Or you can do, percent cost or percent margin. We do still show DHLeC Commerce. I probably should hide that, but we don't have list. So if you select this and put a value, we don't have list rates for them because I can't find any. So I don't think they have list, or they don't publish it anyway. So no discount off a list, just going up from cost. Or you can do custom rate sheets just like you do for DHLeC Commerce, however you want to manage. Next thing is turning them on. They're a little bit different to turn on the services. There's a new menu. Let's see. Nope. Which one I need to add to your system. And apparently I did it wrong. What did I do wrong? I always do the plural. So this is going to be, it's kind of going to be the new tool to manage turning off and on services for WebShip users. You'd select the franchise. So let's say I go to TST, you'd select the customer, select the carrier, and you're going to see a bunch of these services because these are all the V2 stuff. But down at the bottom, we have the V4. So here's the parcel expedited. If I go to enable. So if I want to do the 3 domestic, I can do that and hit save. If I want to do the internationals, I can select those and hit save. And then they will show up in WebShip. So that's a basic run through. We do need, I need to stress the subcarriers because you're going to get a lot of different rate sheets for different facilities. We do not don't want to use tiers. Tiers will go away 2021, 22, 23 sometime. So I don't want to continue using those if we can do it. So just have all the different subcarriers. And again, you just manage those subcarriers in provider account management where you can set it right there. Hopefully this makes sense. If you have any questions about this, definitely reach out to me, and talk to you later.